the space that Hellraisers have been buying for the hack, you know, if this Naga tries to go up against Luna, I think the Luna's just going to be able to cleave through the Naga illusions. Hellraisers have been playing incredibly aggressive to the point where I don't know if they're going to get the here on the side of Navi to get the Naga Siren to any point where she is going to be able to stand up to the Luna. I think this Luna is just going to be able to get, once the bouncing glaives are taking effect on these illusions, just going to be able to clean up against this Naga Siren. And I'm looking forward to Navi proving me wrong, because that seems to have more options than not at the minute. But I just don't see, with the way Hellraisers play, Navi getting through once the hack is super powerful. But guys, if you think you know which way this game is going to go, you can check out our sponsors over at EGB. You know, you can check that out because you can see the odds on the screen as well. If you put a deposit down, your first deposit with EGB, you will get a bonus deposit up to $600, reflecting the amount you put in. That is available to you if you want to head over to our sponsors over at EGB.
Oh, so it's going to be a mid lane Zeus. Okay. This is a problem for me, actually, because if Sweden Strong doesn't have a good game, this Luna is not gonna be dying. The Luna needs to die once, maybe twice in the mid game, you know, from 15 to 25 minutes, just to slow her down. If you're slowing down the Luna, you are creating more space for Naga Sirens to get her third item, right? So it's usually Manta, Orchid into a heart. And then with that heart, you will be able to prevent the pushes from Hellraisers that are going to be coming in strong. So I'm looking towards Sweden Strong, but every single time he has played the Tiny, it has been a rough game for him. Every single time he's gotten like a 20-minute blink. That's not going to be... That cannot happen in this game. If it does, it's a really big issue.
Yeah, and I was looking to it being a mid-tiny there as well, you know, getting that quick blink, looking for the blow up onto the supports, because even with Solo on the clockwork, not really going to be the tankiest hero in the world, could look at the rotations, even the Luna as well, you know, just being able to get a quick jump on top of the Luna before the BKB comes out. The hack could suffer a lot here, so I'm really surprised it is going to be that position for Tiny.
I mean, it does lane better with the Death Prophet, and that's it. I just hope that Navi aren't going for such a... I really like the aggression on the bottom lane coming out from Hellraisers, especially once the Luna gets a point in Lunar Blessing. It is going to make the clockwork very, very powerful. But this is the way to play. Pressure the Death Prophet before she gets her levers, because when she does, this hero really is just impossible to deal with.
Yeah, up on the top lane here as well, you can see that, you know, there's some harass going the way of Michun on the Nagsara. And in the mid lane, Kiyotaka, Nikki Cool, trading off mana for damage, and Kiyotaka, it's coming off a little bit worse at the minute, but he does have the point into the course, so he's going to have that regen coming through.
It's normal for the Invoker to suffer a little bit early on. Zeus has been over the years buffed in terms of right clicks, so he doesn't always have to use his chain lightning to get a kill and on the creep, and also it does give him some deny push also. But when you get some Forge Spirits and stuff like that down the line, then it's gonna be a little bit easier for the Invoker. You are relying mostly on Sunstrikes. I mean, the laning phase, it is important, but if you're getting the Sunstrike kills, that is what you want happen.
Yeah, and you can see the job of the two supports. Well, top lane, Malady is going to be taking some aggression coming through. But yeah, on the bottom lane, you can see that it's just the job of the two supports to pull these lanes through. You know, you've got the Luna as well as the Death Prophet last hitting behind that tier 2 tower. So it's not even going to be like, you know, the hack's going to be throwing these lucent beams out, getting aggressive, the Spirit Siphons coming through from lanes. They're just happy for the supports to, you know, pull the Congo wave towards them and get that potential free farm behind the two towers. And you know, the support's making sure there isn't a fourth lane coming out in the river or in the jungle anywhere, and just making sure these two cores do get the farm.
I'm also liking Hellraisers that they're killing the waves, and then Miero is behind the tower, allowing him to stack. Right, Navi, they haven't blocked the camp here, playing up against the Luna. Luna wants to stay in the lane for as long as possible. You will have that night vision, so it's going to be easier for you to survive. But as soon as you're going into the jungle, ideally you have stacks. Right. It's going to be quite big for him to have those, and already Hellraisers have started stack. You can already see the Rubik also on the map moving towards the area, and it's protected by vision. So Hellraisers are putting a lot of emphasis on boosting up the farm on the Luna. I think that's the smart approach. You need Luna is a timing based hero, right? If you want to win off of her back, you need you need to do it earlier. Right, and of course you have the late game invoker to for you and the vision from the Beastmaster, but ideally the way that you want your draft to work is that you can take away a lot from it with the first and the second wave.
Yeah. Bottom lane, Solo could be in a little bit of trouble here, being chased down. Spirit Siphon, he does drop the cogs here, but is he going to be able to get it? It's going to be fine. He gets himself back underneath that tier 1. Pops himself, going to be able to get himself back to a decent amount of health, looking towards his boots as well, but just ferrying out regen at the minute to keep himself sustained, just to be able to go right back in on this. And the lane does seem to be, you know, the creepy equilibrium has pushed right back into the middle of the lane, so we might see a little bit more aggression coming out now on this bottom lane.
We see that Laze is really suffering. Looking at all of the cores, they're all doing well. Now there's no loss on Sweden Strong. That's why he was so aggressive. If it was level 3 on the Tiny, he would think twice about getting so close with the creeps being under the tower. Yeah,
even the neutral getting involved here with the net. But again, up on the top lane, you can see that Antares, he's not too scared. We talked about how the Rubik can trade in damage, you know, before. You look at him, he's taking 60 plus 2 at the minute, plus the Fade Bolt coming out there. He's going to deal with these early mirror images on the Naga Siren. And in the mid lane, how's the trade going? I mean, the farm is pretty much equal in terms of last hits between these two heroes here in the mid lane.
Yep, though Kiyotaka, he has had the opportunity to maybe use the Sunstrike for something out from his team. Obviously, early levels Hellraisers, they can't really set it up, but Nicky Cool is getting close to his level 6. I think Nicky Cool might actually go to the base once he's level 6. You need the mana. He's gonna have the Arcane boost though, but you need the mana. Threat of the Thunder God's Wrath might actually be our first blood, because we're seeing that no one is really putting their lives in any kind of danger. If you look at the HP pools of everyone, they're pretty much topped up, apart from the Zeus, who, I mean, very low chances of him going down, even with the support rotations.
Yeah, and on the bottom lane there is going to be that Sunstrike inside the cogs. Do they have enough damage to take down the Death Prophet? Death Prophet trying to run himself away here, Laze. Can he get himself back? Where's the Lucent Beam? Doesn't have the mana for it on the Luna, and now Solo's going to be in trouble. The Crypt Swarm comes through, and Solo, he needs to walk himself away from the Sweden Strong. Doesn't have the mana for the toss back, so it looks like both heroes here going to get out by the skin of the teeth, and the blood, it obviously comes on the other lane here. Antares takes down Malady, and no revenge coming through from the Naga Siren, so it looks like the Rubik gonna get away fine.
Yep, on the bottom lane, if someone makes a mistake and gets overly aggressive, they can always run out. On top lane Hellraisers, if the Silencer gets out of place, he will get slowed down by the boars, and he will eventually fall.
Yeah, and look, oh, they might be able to get Solo this time. Solo does pick up the Arcane, and the cogs are down. Kiyotaka going to try and do his best to get something from this, but he might not be able to get the trade with the two supports rotating in now as well. Kiyotaka has to be careful. Sweden Strong taking a lot of damage from those Forge Spirits, but he's going to be able to get himself back uphill and should be fine. Sunstrike not going to land off the mark this time here from the Invoker.
Nice try, but it's not going to be there. Man, Kiyotaka standing his ground there against 3 heroes. Really, they had nothing else left in the tank. Zeus, without much mana, you know, the 2 supports already using their spells. He knew that he could stand his ground, but even with the power treads, he can't do enough. I'm curious to see when and if Kiyotaka gets a Midas. Usually, Exort Invokers get it like 100% super early on, but he's still not putting it up in quick buy, so that's a little bit interesting. Okay, he's going for the drums. He wants to get involved, even personally, in this game with all of the attack speed that they're gonna have. They're really gunning for this timing, Hellraisers. They are.
Yeah, and you can see that at the minute, V-Tune is being left alone on the top lane to find some farm, but on the bottom lane again, they can go 11-12 into the 2 points into the ultimate. But here to hack. He's looking for the points into the Lucent Beam. Is that because of Solo and being able to drop the cogs? Do you want to be prioritizing the Eclipse coming out for the Luna?
No. I think the idea is he wants to stay in the lane longer.
Yeah.
You might get the Eclipse earlier. Okay, the Haki just hurts. Look at Sweden's zero armor.
Yeah, the right click damage. He got the toss away, and Kiyotaka is going to be able to get the kill onto the Silencer. Thunder God's Wrath comes out in the river now as well. V-Tune going to be in a lot of trouble. Can he get himself away from this Kiyotaka? One more right click. He's going to be able to take down the Naga Siren. 3 for 2 here coming through. Nicky Cool out of mana. Couldn't hang around. Sunstrike. It comes down, but it doesn't actually hit onto Sweden Strong. So with less than 20 health, Sweden Strong going to be able to roll himself away from the lane. Probably goes right back to the fountain. He doesn't come back in. No.
I'm actually surprised that Navi were so aggressive there in the enemy jungle. They put so much emphasis on the Beastmaster not getting those stacks. If it was the Luna, maybe I would get it. But Miero was the one there, and you killed him. Sure, what now? He's still gonna come with the Helm of the Dominator. He's gonna take your tower. So very, very overly aggressive move coming out from the Malady on top. Oh, he's gone.
The telekinesis, the drag back, he even gives it over to the Beastmaster here with the Skelly army coming through from that the Dark Troll Summoner. And it's just a great positioning and great sense of mind to say, I don't need to take this kill. I can give it over to the Beastmaster. You know, no panic here from Antares to make sure that kill goes the way of his core.
The Sunstrikes have really been on point. The only thing that has been securing them has been the cogs, and now Invoker is rotating again. They want the Naga Siren, and he has no point to use the Song of the Siren on. But now he's gonna be okay if Kiyotaka doesn't find him. Shouldn't be able to. Nice presence of mind from B-Tune to understand being hunted. He also had vision there. He also had it. Pretty easy for him to read the situation.
And they're just going to be, you want to contest our farm? We're going to move into your jungle and contest your stacks. You know, how are you going to like this Naga Siren? And Naga, V-Tune, he just has to move himself over to the triangle. And you can see that, like I said, the Invoker, he's finding these stacks. He's got the 2 Forge Spirits now. So he is just going to be able to pressure. And in fact, he might even be able to go onto the kill the hack. He's going to move off the lane really darn early here to get onto the Invoker. The Invoker's going to be able to get a kill here on Zeus. Zeus did get the Arcane Rune, but Kiyotaka and Dahak grouping up to get the kill onto the Zeus. Really nice rotation off, and Dahak's just saying, okay, I've got the 1 point into the Bounce of Blades, 2 points now as he levels up, but he's feeling confident that Hellraisers have applied enough pressure that he can move out early and help secure these towers, give the space over to Solo so he can look for that quick 6 to get the hookshot off.
Very weird that this was allowed from Navi. They have vision in their top part of the map. They knew pretty much where Hellraisers were moving. And okay, you let the tower go. That's fine. If you take the bottom one, it's not ideal, but at least you've made something happen. Yeah. But giving a bonus kill on the Zeus, I wasn't expecting that to happen. So Nicky Cool just getting pushed into an uncomfortable position. That is normal when the enemy team is just playing faster than you are, and that's what's happening here. Hellraisers, they're moving around the map faster. We don't have time to respond with enough heroes.
Yeah, and you can see that, I mean, it cost him the full exorcism there as well to get that bottom tier 1 tower. V-Tune moving into the Raging Jungle. This is where he's feeling comfortable. I say comfortable, this is where he thinks safest, because you can see that Hellraiser's on the other side of the map. There is only the Solo on the Clockwork here, looking to scout this out. And again, the Beastmaster just moves himself into the triangle. He finds the farm. He's looking for that quick Helm of the Overlord. And the Invoker is going to be one applying the pressure with the catapult towards this tier 2 tower on the top lane. Antares backing him up as well. Close, and the Rubik, he's even got the Chain Lightning. So he's going to be able to bounce these around, clean off this creep wave, and just keep the pressure on with the skeletons coming in as well from this Dark Troll Summoner. There's good rotation up from Lays, but with no Exorcism, I don't know how he defends this. And even with the Exorcism, if he tries to get aggressive with it, he just gets controlled out by the Invoker. And with 3 heroes, again, the Roar available as well as the Telekinesis, no BKB on the Death Prophet, he just gets cleaned up.
And look at how low Navi are there, and also Sweden strong. He has 600 gold, so he's nowhere close to the Blink Dagger. You cannot make a play now. Even if the Naga Siren, she's not going to be able to push out the lanes, Navi cannot make a play. It's just impossible. And Hellraisers, they know where the line is. They can pull out now, or they can just turn around and get a couple of kills.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get the kill. They do lose the Rubik, but they get the kill onto the Tiny. And Nicky Cool, again, completely out of mana. Malady was there, but if they want to try and turn onto the clock, it's going to be coming in. Level 6, there's going to be the Rocket Flare. He's looking for that hookshot. Malady might be the target. He is going to be the target. And now, as well, the Cogs are pushed back. It would mean that Sunstrike misses, but Malady's going to be taken down nonetheless here. Kiyotaka not missing with those right clicks.
Oh, this doesn't even look close currently. The only good thing that's happening for Navi is that V-Tune is getting solid amounts of farm, but this Naga Siren would need to apply more pressure so as her teammates are not dying, because it has gotten to a point now with Clockwork having the hookshot that whoever gets hookshotted pretty much dies. Even this Death Prophet with the mech and 3 points in Spirit Siphon, I still don't see him surviving, unless of course you use the Global Silence, but you are using it defensively. want to use it offensively. And now Hellraisers, they have the drums, they have the Beastmaster. Luna is also very, very powerful, and they walk into the Roche pit. There is absolutely nothing that Navi can do. Maybe if they had a Naga Siren there with the song, but considering that VQ doesn't have it, then nothing is definitely the case. And the Roche is gone. Just from one objective to another, Hellraisers, they're gaining ground.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about in the draft as well, that the Naga Siren going after the Manta style, you know, to help get that push out. But the hack, he's already looking, he's got the Dragon Lance coming through, he's level 9, he's got the 3 points into the Bouncing Glaives now, so he did leave off from that Eclipse. He's going to be going into the BKB, and the Manta doesn't really help. Cool, he's going to be taken down by Kiyotaka, but the Manta doesn't really help in this situation because the Luna's still going to be able to cleave those illusions, mirror images anyway, even if they do come out from the Manta. It does offer a little bit of protection to the Naga Siren if he gets gone on. But in the grand scheme of things, you know, this Manta style doesn't really matter, and I don't know if, you know, he's going to have the time in V2 to get anything else before the Luna starts to get aggressive.
Don't give up, guys. Don't give up.
We get the kill onto Antares. Antares maybe overextending, but again, he's buying time. He's scouting out. He's seeing where the heroes are. And this just means that the Luna can farm through the triangle into the dire jungle. They've already taken that tier 2 tower on the top lane there as well. So this entire jungle for the side of Hellraisers on the side of the dire is just free farm for them.
The support dying aggressively, it's not that big a deal, but I can already see Hellraisers are preparing for the end of this game because they're going for BKBs. We had a kind of a talk about it. You buy BKBs usually when you're 100% certain that there's gonna be a fight happening and that you want to participate in it. What Hellraisers are doing now is that they're getting to a point where very soon they're going to be pushing into the enemy base. So what's going to happen? You get through BKBs, you go from tower to tower, you go into Roche, and then you go, like, you know, you just systematically, you do it. And Navi, I mean, I would put all my resources in Sweden Strong getting this Blink Dagger, because there's just no play to be made. Like, even if stronger, which they're not, how are you going to start the fight? How are you going to push back Hellraisers? The Naga Illusions aren't nearly strong enough currently to push in the waves enough for you to make plays. This is just a very, very hard situation for Navi. You wouldn't want to be in this kind of a spot if you were them.
Yeah, and again, we've seen it. Oh, they might even be able to make a move. The hookshot comes through. This is a perfect ward here. Nicky Cool. Kiyotaki gets himself another kill on the board. The Invoker isn't even in the fights. And like you say, he's just applying pressure with these Sunstrikes. 6-0-2. Making his way over to the Naga Siren. The Naga Siren now V-Tune. You want to try and go for that TP away. He is moving himself out. Maybe his Spidey senses are tingling. And he just moves himself out. But this is what I was talking about. Look at this. The Luna is creating space for Kiyotaka to be able to move to split push out the bottom lane. And when Dahak needed the farm, Kiyotaka, he was applying the pressure to the tier 2, so the Beastmaster, the Luna could find the farm. The Beastmaster, when the Invoker needed that quick item, that item power spike, the Beastmaster was creating space for the Luna. And the Invoker, all three cores have a way too high space and time for the rest of the other two cores to find their next big item. And Hellraisers completely taking control. There is going to be the fight. The Global Silence does come through, though. Yeah, I think he'll be able to get the kill into it. It's going to be the death of Mero, so maybe the praise a little bit over-warranted. Maybe a caster curse being thrown out here, but at the minute, even just 1 or 2 deaths like this, Navi, they need a lot more to get themselves back into the game. With the Exorcism being up 2/3 of the way through, can they take down this tier 1 tower?
They just can't find the opening. They don't see what's going on. That is the problem. I don't think Hellraisers mind giving them the kill that much. Hellraisers will give a kill just to know where their enemies are on the map. That is the thing. That is what they want to do. That's how they gave Antares on the Rubicon in the triangle. And that's why they gave the Beastmaster. You saw 2 of their cores on the sides because they know if Navi TPs all of their heroes here, they get the kill, even 2 of them, it's not going to change anything, right? The game still is in our favor, and considering the lead that we have, we can make it happen. And that's why you're giving it away. You don't really mind. Ideally, you give away a support or even run away because you had an avalanche on the Rubik, but you still want to see all of those heroes. So you give a kill. Oh no, there are 5 here. No one cares. We just go back, we get our key items yet again, and we push one more time. And now what is left? The 2 towers in the bottom lane. And the Tiny to be taken down.
Yeah, Tiny's going to be chased down here now as well. Solo, not even needed to use the hook shot. Sweden strong. It's going to be the toss coming through from the Luna, but Sunstrike's going to be there. Will be another kill for Kiyotaka. Kill secure though. You know, I think Dark had it in his grasp, but Kiyotaka just wants to make sure, because we've seen time and time again teams and players not confirming the kill. So Kiyotaka just wants to confirm that kill.
I mean, Kiyotaka has really been on point with the Sunstrikes, and now look at it. Hellraiser's there applying the pressure again in the enemy big jungle. This is what you want to do with Beastmaster every single time, and then you're creating space for the Luna. I'm actually surprised that the Hawk isn't putting more emphasis on the bottom lane, but it might just be that he feels like he doesn't need to.
Yeah, and again, these wards, Clockwork might go down. There is going to be the Avatars coming through, so Malady will get the kill onto Solo. But look at, again, another deep ward just outside of the Dire base. They know the limit that they can push. That one that was just behind the tier 2 was a great scouting tool. In fact, they nearly got the kill on the Death Pocket before it timed out as well. And now they get this one out that's just in front of the Dire high ground. Malady will be able to get the T-ward, but it's already offered them a kill, so it's already paid off, paid those dividends that they needed from that ward to be able to, you know, get that Clockwork in with the deep hook shot and find a pickup on another core here.
Only one outer tower left for Navi, and this is a problem because the next Roche is something you have to fight. Next Roche gets taken by Hellraisers, and you're in a hell of a lot of trouble. So, Navi, where's the blink on the Tiny? Okay, it's getting close. 20 minutes, man. That's just his... It seems to be his, classic timing on the blink. 16, 17 minutes is like the last timing you should get it, and every single game Sweden Strong is getting it after minute 20. Okay, now just slightly before it. So now it's time for Navi to get a couple of kills on the aggressive and establish their vision, because that's what you're gonna need if you're to defend the next Roche.
Yeah, and you can see that the Invoker, the Luna already have those BKBs, so that if there is a jump in, quick fingers might prevail. Not easy to blow, but Clockwork 1400 health, Rubik 1200 health. So, and even the Beastmaster going towards that BKB as well. He's got himself the helm of the Overlord straight into the BKB. So these cores, even with, like you say, the timing, it is delayed from the Tiny, which means he's going to lack that blow-up potential now. If he gets himself in, he might be able to get himself and get an avalanche off one. But those BKBs come out, and what does he actually do in the fights?
They thought that might be the real one, but it was only an illusion that got hit by the Sunstrike. No, poor Malady. This is not gonna help him.
The Rocket Flare, what's going to be taken away from him there as well. So Antares, he gets that last word, and the kill onto the Silencer. He's going to be dead for 26. Does have that buyback. It's not the longest death in the world there as well, so it's not going to be super awful for the Silencer, but it's still going down. Okay, this might be what Sweden Strong gets himself in. There's going to be Avatars coming back now as well. They get the cleanup onto Mero. Do they want to go any further onto this though? It looks like they're just going to be happy with the one kill onto the Beastmaster.
That's actually a good kill. That is finally a good kill because it prevents Hellraisers from pushing currently. And Navi, they might have the strength now with the global silence to win. At least force out the BKBs if you can.
Yeah, Exorcism comes out. Clockwork, though, he's going to have that Glimmer Cape. They have the reveal. Is he going to be able to take him? They do take him down. He isn't able to get that hook shot off. And it looks like, again, Hellraisers, it's just going to buy time. Okay, attacker, you do need to leave, lad. That was the entire point of the sacrifice from the Clockwork.
Nice 2 kills. This is the thing with Navi. They need now is to snowball, kill after kill after kill. Then when Hellraisers, they stop moving around the map on their own, right? They're together. It is gonna give you the time to push in the lanes and prepare for a fight. So that's what's happening right now. It all happened. This was a mistake from Yarrow. Previous deaths, no, but this definitely was, because you are giving away your life just before the last outer tower gets taken away. And now the Roche will be up. The lanes aren't pushed out that much for Hellraiser, so it's going to be easier for Navi to read the situation.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Mero hasn't just parked a bore in there. The Roche will respawn. It was a really quick one, so maybe the team not expecting this, but the Exorcism is going to be down for the next 86 seconds here. As these scouts out the Roche, they know it's up, they have that space. In fact, Navi not even in the best position to try and contest into this, because they've got nothing to TP to, even if they knew this was going on.
They can't come there in time. They're not interested. This Aegis is probably going to go to the Hawk. You want to give it to Luna. He's already creating space there in his inventory. The last was from the Invoker, because it was Kiyotaka that is going to go around the map, maybe be a little bit solo, get some kills, but now it's all about pushing, and they're going towards the bottom lane, which is something I like, and also what I expected, because they have been so disciplined. You don't want to push in the mid lane unless you get kills, because toss back from the Tiny is the problem. But okay, Hellraisers, they think they might be able to bring down some of these heroes, and then if you do, then you don't really care much about the toss back.
Yeah, and I mean, I like that they give the Invoker the shot as well. Rubik had the... I didn't realize he had the Exorcism. Oh, crap. This is going to be a high ground push that NAVI do or die time here for this mid lane of Racked. Because the Exorcism coming through, the clear from the hack, once he gets through this tier 3 tower, with the Ancient Black Dragon there as well, the bouncing glaives are going to rip through these buildings. The Exorcism is going to rip through them, so they need to do their best, even without the Zeus here, to push back against Hellraisers.
And he comes back.
Sweet Strong Telekinesis comes out, he's going to be cleaned up, he's dead. Oh, absolutely cleaned up here, and now the hack. This is, yeah, look at the damage it's going to come through onto these buildings. This range rack, it's going to fall in a matter of seconds, and now they bounce onto the tier 4s, bounce around heroes as well. The Crypt Swarm's being stolen by Antaras, so with the Exorcism being down, yes, free spell slot, why not? And Kiyotaka, he wants to carry on going here. No Tiny for the next 14 seconds. They do still have the Aegis. They have the BKBs. No, do they? Okay, they use both BKBs and taking down the tier 3 and pushing onto the high ground, but that's still going to be at range racks. It means that this melee racks is going to be put under pressure just by the fact that this lane will push in now by the super range creeps.
Even with the, you know, with getting a couple of kills, it's always hard pushing in the mid lane. It's the hardest lane to take, really, just because the enemies can position everywhere and you cannot make that perfect formation to just take everything down when only one hero is taking the damage. The Hackle, of course, he didn't have the Satanic. He's not gonna have it now either. He's gonna finish off the Butterfly. But that's the thing with the Aegis, they still have enough time to go high ground. That's why NAVI are making a play right now. Because next time, because you don't have a tower, you're losing a Rax, and you can't allow that to happen.
Yeah, the song is gonna be there. The global sound's not gonna be too far away. 25 seconds, but they get the roar onto the jump in from Sweden Strong. The force trap trying to keep him alive. Mero's got that BKB. Clockwork comes in. It's gonna be the toss, and it's gonna be a re-engage from Hellraisers. Again, no global sounds for the next 15 seconds. Tornado comes through. Lays them even pop that Exorcism V-tune with the song already used after running themselves away here. Now the hook shot will miss onto Nikki Cool, but from that engage from NAVI, it was NAVI's jump, and they still lose 2 heroes.
That was, I mean, that's the BKB from the Beastmaster. I guess in situations like these, sometimes you're gonna be happy with it. The thing is that Hellraisers, they can immediately start pushing, but no BKB on the Beastmaster, you're gonna have to be defending your high ground. Okay, all of that would make sense what I just said if the Zeus doesn't die. But Hellraisers are playing faster than what NAVI expects, and that has been the kind of the MO of this game.
Yeah, and you can see the Naga Siren trying to get over to the heart here, and not too far away from completing, but the courier's been taken down, and I think the Naga Siren courier had that recipe there as well, so not going to be able to complete in the half for the next 2 minutes. The heart going to be thrown in, but again, he has that BKB, he has the edges for the next minute and a half here now as well. Pichu not going to be able to get himself away from this. The global stance comes through, but Luna just says, okay, I'm a right-click monster. Look at me take down the towers even without the passive, you know, even without the bouncing glaives, the damage that would come through here onto these buildings. They're just going to get demolished. Lays trying to do what he can, has that Exorcism up again, but now the bouncing glaives, they're going to start ripping through these buildings. They're going to start ripping through the heroes if they're too close to the amount of aggression coming out from the hack. Alacrity,
Frenzy, and Inner Beast, like with a Butterfly Luna 26 minutes into the game. He's not even topping the network chart, the Invoker is. So you have no chance with the heroes that you currently have to deal with this hero, because Luna is just way too strong. Like the Hawk is untouchable, and the big thing is he's gonna have a Satanic. This game is looking very much over. Hellraisers, they hit their timing perfectly, and Navi, their timing is nowhere to be found. If you look at the Naga turn, we'll say 25 minutes, you get that heart, you push out the waves, your illusions are hard to kill, and you're split pushing, they can't kill your illusions. Now, even if you would have your time, you can't do it because you're dealing with super creeps, and it's way too hard.
Yeah, no, again, like you said in the draft, I wasn't impressed with this Naga Siren pickup because Hellraisers, they don't give you that time and space to find the farm. The hack gets offered, or in this case, all 3 cores on that rotating kind of farm timetable here for Hellraisers. And the Luna, even though she is completely out of the meta at the minute, the hack show in this hero is still really strong, and the Naga Siren just can't stand up to him.
So me casted a lot of Division 2 in the Tour 3 previous year.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remembered at these points in the game, the Division 2 teams from Eastern Europe would just go and push. They wouldn't wait for items. They're like, we won, let's go. And then they would give us these interesting games close to comebacks. We have had a couple of them, not a lot of anyways, but still. But look at Hellraisers, and their discipline just continues to impress me because it's just not so standard to the region. We saw even Bad Boom be undisciplined in some games, just being too aggressively, almost costing them the series. But look at these guys. The Haki doesn't care. He's waiting for a Satanic, and they might even wait for Roach just because it's gonna give them 100% victory, giving no chance for error and giving no chance for Navi to get back into it.
Yeah, and I know we joke about you know, oh, the next tier, they're gonna wait for the rush. They're gonna wait for the rush when there's like the tier 2 4 towers are falling and the ancients at half health. But I think that's something that the region first needs to learn. Like you say, just that backing off.
Oh, they know it.
Yeah,
they know it. They know it.
They're just a little bit
don't
impatient. yeah. But that is something that the teams, I think it cost them on the international stage a lot last season, that they were getting impatient, and you know the Western European teams, the Southeast Asian teams, they were patient. They will wait out. Fight's gonna break out now as well. Thunder God's Wrath does come through. They get the net onto the Clockwork now again. He might be able to get clean off. The Force Staff comes through the wall there as well. Kiyotaka takes out Sweden Strong. The Meteors, they're gonna make the Naga Siren extinct here. Hardy trying to get himself away. So is Nicky Cool here on the Zeus. To get himself out, he absolutely doesn't. The control coming through. Kiyotaka picks up a double kill, picks up a godlike spree, and will just be able to again take down 3 heroes. GG is going to be called Navi. Game number 1. He just couldn't stand up to the pressure of Hellraisers.
Like, Solo, can we make a bit of a risky play, like go for a fight now when we don't have the Aegis? Like the Hog's like, I have all my items, I can do it, and he says, yeah, let's go, guys. And